Hi everyone, I'm Nate Drakenator, and today I want to talk about the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Guardians of Harmony cheese sandwich set. It's a bit of a mouthful, but full disclosure, I have already opened this one. I was really excited and I wanted to get a look at it, but I'm going to pretend I didn't do that and we're going to open it again together. So on the front, it's got the Guardians of Harmony logo, and it's got the new My Little Pony logo, and then it's got Cheese Sandwich's name at the bottom, and it says Party Tank, because he comes with this big old tank, and you can test it in the box. And then it's got Cheese Sandwich, and he's from one episode, and he was voiced by Weird Al Yankovic, and I really liked that episode. I have all the music from it on my iPod, and I listen to it all the time. And then it's got all of the characters at the top, which is something they've started doing lately on packaging, and I think it's a really good idea because you get to see all the characters from the show, and the art on the packaging really looks like the art in the show, which I think is really great because a lot of the old vectors and stuff and the art on the packages didn't always look like the show. So it's got its little test thing here, and then on the sides we've got another picture of Cheese Sandwich looking quite dashing, and then the logo again, and a different picture of Cheese Sandwich on the other side. On the back we've got a picture of the cannon and Cheese Sandwich and the My Little Pony logo and his name, and it says, "This super duper party pony aims for laughs." It's got a picture of the badge he comes with, which you can actually wear on your shirt, which is pretty cool. And then another picture of the toy. And it says, includes pony figure, tank, and 5 accessories. And I think those are the chickens that he comes with. And he's got his helmet and then the badge, I think. So that's all 5. Then there's the website, mylittlepony.com, some warnings and stuff, product and colors may vary, retain this information for future reference, blah 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 blah. Lots of boring stuff. The top has got lots of pictures, it's got just the top of Cheese Sandwich's head and his helmet, and then the bottom is boring. So let's open him up, huh? And so in his packaging, he's got his big old blister, and I really, oh yeah, he's also got this, which is supposed to go over here, but it fell down. He also comes with some instructions and checklist, probably. What does it look like on the inside? Ooh, yeah, check that out. Got lots of pictures from the Guardians of Harmony line. That's pretty cool. Some good stuff in there. They always touch up these photos to make them look really shiny and pearly, but they're not pearly. I really wish they'd updated Princess Celestia's art to match what the actual toy looks like, because it was supposed to be pink and blue, and what we got was blue and pink, and it doesn't look like the toy, and I really wish that they'd fix the official art that they use for her. And then you got more from the Guardians of Harmony line, so it's a checklist kind of a thing, and I like that. I think these pictures are really cool, even if they are, obviously edited. I don't think that's good business, but I do think they are good pictures to look at, but they're very misleading. So in the box, we've got this, which is actually one of my favorite parts. Like, look how cool this backdrop is. Like, it's printed really well, and it's a big picture of Ponyville having a party, and it's super cool, and you've got balloons over here, and then you've got this big old stage here, and I just think this cardboard box is super special, and I was really excited to keep it because I like taking photos of some of my ponies in here because I think it makes a really good background, and I think it's really cute because it looks just like the show. Like, it's probably a background from the show. I love it. I think it's really great that they've started using art from the show in the packaging. Oh, geez. Don't fall down. I'm just going to keep you in the background. And then, of course, you've got your little cardboard explosion. It is just cardboard, but it is a pretty cool little graphic, I think, so I hang on to it. And then you've got Cheese Sandwich himself, and he's over here, and then we've got his tank and all of his little guys. And then it says push here, and you can push there, and I really like that motion, but let's get him out. Bop. My boy. And these guys are where it gets kind of tricky. I actually had to take a pair of scissors and kind of snip in this area so that you could get them in and out again, because the way they were put in was like, it was impossible to get them back in. So I actually had to cut into the blister a little bit because there was no way they were going in otherwise. Okay, so first things first. We have to talk about Cheese Sandwich himself, who is the main attraction of this set. He's pretty articulated, I think, especially for a My Little Pony toy, which usually don't have any articulation. They have a plastic body and then brushable hair, but you can't move any of their limbs. And they've started making some semi-articulated ones lately with, like, limbs that move on the front, but you can still brush their hair. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of those. I have one or two. No, I think I have more. I've got a couple lying around, but I think that the style of, like, chunky articulated leg that looks kind of like an action figure doesn't look quite right with the sort of, like, dreamy, off in the distance doll stare that some of them have, and then the brushable hair. Like, I'm not sure. It seems like a clashing aesthetic, and I don't really get into it. I really like that they look like a cohesive product. He's got a chunky molded tail and chunky molded hair, and then legs that move, and he looks like the whole thing was made on purpose, and I'm really into that. I like how he looks. So, first, he has head articulation, so he can move his head forward and back, and he can move that far forward and that far back. And he can also turn his head all the way around, actually, which is pretty cool. So you can make him turn to look at stuff, and you can make him look down and turn. It's pretty poseable up here, which is nice. He's got shoulder articulation, so it can go all the way around. Well, I think here it flips, but it's done so well that it's pretty smooth. And it can go up and down and up and down. So it's pretty articulated. And then his knees can go a little back and then all the way forward. So it's a pretty wide range of motion, all things considered, I think, considering it's just sort of like a stump, of a horse. And his other leg is exactly the same. I think this leg is backwards. I'm going to turn that around. His back legs do not have a second point of articulation like a knee or an elbow. They're just articulated at the hip, so they just go forward and back, forward and back. And unfortunately, he also has only one cutie mark. It's only on his left side. It's not over here, which I think is sad. I wish they would put cutie marks on both sides. His tail is also a little articulated. You can kind of jiggle it around and move it. It feels like a really weak kind of joint, though, and I don't like moving it. It makes me a little nervous. Like, it doesn't really stay. It also kind of falls. And it feels really weak. Like, it feels like when you're wiggling a piece of plastic and you're worried it's gonna break. So I try not to touch that. But I love his cute face. Like, I think his eyes are really nice, and I like how focused they are. They look like they're looking forward at something, and his face is just so happy, and the shape of it is really nice. Like, I think everything about this face is really good. It's really on model to the character and to the TV show, and it looks really happy, and they painted his tongue, which I really like, because I've noticed that a lot of the Guardians of Harmony figures that have come out, and the new pony line, they haven't been painting their teeth or their tongues. Like, there's that Twilight Sparkle that's out, and she's gritting her teeth really angrily, but there's no white, so she just has purple teeth, which is really silly. Why would she have purple teeth? And I think his hair is molded really well. Like, it's nice and fluffy and lumpy, and it looks really cool, kind of like broccoli. And then his tail is kind of like floof downward, and I think it looks really good. I think his cutie mark is really detailed, and it's definitely a cheese sandwich. It looks really good. I like that. I like the way his shirt is done. I think it looks nice and solid. I think the aesthetics of this toy are really good. Like, I love how Cheese Sandwich looks. He's just a character from one episode, and I get that he's voiced by a famous singer, Weird Al Yankovic. He's a big guy. He's really popular. And I really love Weird Al Yankovic's work. But, I thought it was kind of an odd decision to make a Guardians of Harmony toy of him. I know he's popular, but I would have thought that they would have chosen a different character to make, like, a cool action poseable figure of. Because, I don't know, it seems like an odd decision. Not that I'm complaining. I clearly have him and I like him, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like the character I would have thought that they would have chosen. I would have thought that maybe Cadence would have gotten a figure before him, or, even DJ Pone 3, or Maud, or Trixie, or, I don't know. Like, it seems like a lot of characters might have been higher on the list of characters people really want to buy a toy of, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not a $1 million company with, like, brand marketing research places, you know? Maybe the focus groups were all like, give us Cheese Sandwich. I don't know. So we got Cheese Sandwich, and I like him. He stands pretty well, and I think his silhouette is actually really nice. Like, something about it looks a little bit better than some of the brushables. Maybe it's the way his back legs go, or how tall he is. Something about the silhouette of him just looks really good. Like, I like his head, and I like his feet, and I like his legs. I like a lot about this toy. Aesthetically, I think he just looks really good. Like, I'm not super partial to the particular way they've done his, like, kind of mullety hair. Like, I think they did it really well, but it's not my favorite hairstyle, and Cheese Sandwich is aesthetically not my favorite pony. Like, he's wearing a t-shirt. That's maybe not my favorite thing to see on a horse, but, I mean, you know, that's just personal. Lots of people liked his design a lot more than I did, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In any case, I'm pretty satisfied with this toy at the end of the day, and that's really all that matters. He's also got a cool helmet that he can wear, and it's got a star on the front, and you just sort of pop it on like it just sort of goes on. Ta-da! It doesn't look great from the front, like you can see his ears and everything. It doesn't look super great from the side either, but it looks a lot better. I don't know what the decision was to give him a helmet. It's a little weird because with the molded hair and the ears that point straight up, you can't quite put a hat on. It doesn't quite fit. You're putting it on top of the hair and the ears. But it's okay to play with, but it looks a little weird, I think. So it really depends on, you know, what's most important to you. So he also comes with 3 rubber chickens, and this one's pretty plain, and it's got a big fat beak, and I think it looks more like a baby pelican than a chicken. The only place painted on it is its orange feet, and then it's got these, like, white and black parts of its eyes. And then the second one, I like this one. This one's my favorite. It's got white eyes with little black dots. Its feet are not painted, but the little frill thing on the top of its head is, and it's bright red. And it's really cool and fun. And then the third one is the same as the first one, so you get 2 of the same one, and then 1 really cool one. He also comes with this badge. It's got a picture of a little rubber chicken with a helmet on in the front, and then 5 stars, and like a horseshoe, and some wings and stuff. And I'm not sure what this means. I've seen some of the other badges that some of the other sets have, and I think they're really cool. Like, I think the idea of the badges is really cool. Especially for kids, you know, you get to wear it, and I just think that's a really good idea. I don't really understand this one because it's got, like, wings. It looks a lot like the Wonderbolts badge, which makes sense for Rainbow Dash, why you would get a Wonderbolts badge. I'm not sure why Cheese Sandwich has a badge shaped like the Wonderbolts badge with a chicken on it. Maybe it's a parody and I just don't get it, and I guess that's my fault, but it seems kind of odd. I probably would have made one shaped like a sandwich or something, but, you know, I guess that's just me. So it opens with a little clasp on the back, and it's not metal or a pin or anything. It just sort of, like, clamps over your clothes. So I think you would have to use pretty thin fabric with this or else it would fall off, but I haven't tried it. Last but not least is you have the party cannon, which is the big playset appeal of this toy. So inside the cannon you can kind of see where you load your chicken. This side has a star on it, and then there's some stars kind of around the lip here, and then the front has this big firework thing, and then it's got these, like, treads around it, like a big old tank, but the treads just have wheels on the bottom. And then on the back he's got a platform where his feet go, and he's got holes in the back of his feet, as you can see. So they go in right there. And then you've got this, which will make the thing fire. And I think the way it fires is really cool looking. Like, I don't know, it's very serious, like, it's like, bam! It looks really cool, like, I like the way it shoots. I wish you could launch more than 1 chicken at a time. Not launch, but load more than 1 chicken, so you can shoot 3 of them in succession. I think it's kind of weird that they give you 3 chickens, but you can only launch 1 at a time. I don't really get that. But I'm going to load him in there. And it just sort of like goes in, and you can feel like a little click when it's like in there. Oh, geez, that went really far. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. You just load it in, and then you press it. It really feels like it should be shooting more than one chicken, but you can only shoot one chicken, so I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on with that. It's a really cool looking thing, and it definitely like shoots more than once on the way down. So it feels like it should shoot more, but it really, really doesn't. It just shoots the sort of the one chicken. Anyway, let's look at getting cheese sandwich on here. Now, I noticed this is actually a little bit tricky because of the way you angle it, but you gotta kind of get both feet on there at the same time and then kind of push him in. And it doesn't really want to go. I find it's a little difficult. Like, you would feel like once he's pegged in there, he's kind of in there. But if you try to get his arms up, his legs start slipping out, and it's a little bit kind of frustrating. Like, he's not quite ever in there. You still kind of gotta like hold his legs in while you arrange his arms up here, which can be a little frustrating. You see what I mean? Like, he isn't really in there, and it feels like he should be a little bit more supported by those pegs, but I feel like this toy would have been maybe even better if there had been no pegs at all, and it was just held up by the little kind of boots at the bottom, the lip of the shoe holding thing here. It doesn't really feel like the pegs are doing much of anything. In any case, I'm going to put his hat back on for the full effect. Boop. So here he is with his hat. You stay on there, cheese. There he is. He's got his hat. He's got his cannon. He's got his chicken. He's all ready to go. A little tricky, and he's down. Oh, cheese. Buddy, come here. Ah! So, some of his parts don't like to stay on him, but that's okay, because mostly what you're doing with this toy is you're playing with him, so there's going to be a lot of moving him around and papping him around and waving his arms wildly and putting things on and taking them off. So I don't think it's that huge of a problem that things like the hat don't stay on well. I don't think it's a huge problem that he doesn't stay in the tank very well. I wish he did better. I feel like he should, because he does come with it. It should kind of be made to support him and his weight. It really isn't. But as long as you don't touch him, he won't fall over. But if you're holding him there, it's okay. So, generally speaking, this is a good play toy, a good display toy. It's really good for kind of whatever you want to do with it. I really like Cheese Sandwich. I think he looks really good. I think he's fun to play with. Oh, he wants to fall over. I think all in all, I like a lot about this, and I really like the background, especially if you like taking pictures of your toys. It looks really nice, especially with all my other ponies. I like taking photos of my Equestria Girls minis there, especially. I just think it looks really, really nice, and it's really, really big. If you enjoyed this review, you can leave it a like or subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this one. I try to have a video uploaded every day. Let me know who your favorite pony is from the Guardians of Harmony line in the comments, and I hope you have a really good day. Nader's out.